Hello, Dr. Ayo Adenuga here. Today I want to show how to run frequency for multiple responses in SPSS. By multiple responses, talking about a situation where you have multiple responses to a question and you want the respondents to tick all that applies, like we have in this sample or fictitious question. From which of the following did you learn about the risk to unsecured computing device? Is it from government website, phone service provider, social media, at job, from friends, at school, in print or electronic media, or through other means? You know that it is possible that a respondent might have learned about this from more than one source, and you want them to tick all that applies. So in that situation, and you have 64 respondents, how will you be able to know the frequency for each of these options? Government websites, phone service provider, social media. So all these variables, how will you be able to determine the frequency for each of them, their contribution? So that is what we're going to look at now. The next thing we do is we go into SPSS, either type in your data or import the data from Excel if you have it in a spreadsheet already, and if you probably have it in a database, you can as well import it. But remember, if it is yes, no that you have there, or you tick this, each of them you have to code it one for each respondent. If respondent A tick government website, job, and friend, so you give one for government website against that respondent A. Then you tick job, that's one for job and one for school, so 3 sources. And for others you put 0, that's for phone service you put 0, social media you put 0, friends you put 0, print or electronic media you put 0, and other you put 0. So let's go to SPSS data sheet and see what we're talking about. Okay, here we are in SPSS data sheet now. Here's our data view and our variable view, not yet populated. Okay, so let's import our data from Excel. So I think I'm going to look for IBM. Okay, multiple response. Okay, so we're using this, and let's populate the table. Now that we have the table populated with the source of information, you see here in 1, the respondent 1 selected only social media, 2 the same, 3 the same, 4 also selected only 1. But if you look at respondent 5, he selected 1, he or she selected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 7. And here you have 1, 2, and 3. So That's how we will have multiple responses like that. To calculate the frequency for this, the easiest way to do it in SPSS is to go to Analyze. You will see multiple response in the drop down and click on Define Variable Sets. Now we have our variables here, and this is dichotomies, because like I explained earlier, we have the options for the respondent to select, and they can select more than one. You can select 2 or 3. Now what we do here is we put the name for the variable, the new name you want for the variable to use. So we just call it info source. So the label will be source of information compared. Okay, so let's select this now. Click on the first one, scroll down to the press the shift key and go to the last one and click on it. It's selected. Move it to the data sets and put 1 here. 1 represents the value of yes, so it's going to calculate based on those that are selected yes. So once we put 1, the add button will highlight for us. Okay, you can see. So we can now move the variable sets into the multiple response set. So they're moving now as a bunch from variables in the set to multiple response sets. And once that is done, you see the $sign is named it info source for us. And if you go back, you close this, you go back into your data sheet in SPSS, you won't see that info source there, but is in the memory of SPSS already. So you can go back now and analyze. So when you go to frequent multiple response here, you remember when I clicked on multiple response, it was only define variable sets that was highlighted. Frequencies and crosstabs were not, but this time around they have been highlighted because now they come up and you can select it because we have already created multiple response data there. So we click on responses and we just move this into the table here, and that's all. We click OK and it will calculate the frequency for the info source for us. So here we go. See, so that's it. Means we have, though we have 69 respondents, but the responses, frequency of the responses is 141, and this is how each source perform in terms of percentage and in terms of cases. You see here, and you can see we have info source. Valid is 669 because we have 69 respondents, and you can see there's no missing value. Okay, so that's how far we will go on this particular video. Thank you. Remember to subscribe.